Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show. I'm Mal Lee, your host for this evening, as if you didn't know. If you're not a member or you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, then please subscribe. It's free. DXTL TV from the touchlines, you can find it, and it's even on our website, which is www.don'txtheline.com. Please subscribe, it's free. Right, obviously we've been putting this out on our change.org petition. As you know yourself, it's all about the costs, and we want you to sign it because we're trying to keep the cost down within grassroots football. Because my honest opinion, I think it's way far too much. And I was made up looking the other day on the Grassroots Hub on social media, where they put up a post and saying, how much do you pay subs? Well, everyone was starting then to come on board and give breakdowns, and I was going to comment myself, but I know what will happen. You comment yourself and people start slating you, having a go and things like this, you know, but it's not, because I saw a lot of posts on there with extreme prices, people who are paying. Now I don't know whether these are managers or parents on this, but obviously we're trying to attract the parents and what they pay, but managers were coming on board, and we want managers and coaches to be open and honest. We want clubs to be open and honest and tell us what you're charging. We're asking, today's show, we're asking all teams, clubs, what is the fair price for grassroots football to join a team, for a child to join? You know, what do the kids get for it? What do the parents get for it, basically? So when you're starting your club off, I've been there, done it, wore the t-shirts, I know. But for people who are looking for teams and want to find out, and those also struggling, which we just said about our change.org, DXTL, for our petition, we'll go more in detail a little bit towards the end of the show. But being Saturday, and Liverpool aren't playing till later on tonight, 8 o'clock kick-off on a Saturday. Dear me, they had bonfire night, and now they've got a Saturday evening kick-off, okay, against Aston Villa. Now, we've done well in the Champions League, 4 out of 4, but we're the only club to do that at the moment. We know it's going to be tough. Aston Villa were doing it, they were unlucky, to be honest, but a silly mistake, and it was a silly mistake. You can't turn around and say, oh no, it wasn't. That was kicked to him, and it was picked up, and I don't think what anyone says, no, it wasn't. You can make an excuse, and William Martinez would have said, no, I didn't, I wanted him to pick it up and throw it back. Well, he put that ball in play, to be honest. If he hadn't, he'd have just sort of flicked it up to him, you know, to catch it and then put it down, but that didn't happen. Anyway, Aston Villa, Arsenal lost, Real Madrid lost, Bayern Munich won, Real Madrid and Man City, they lost as well. But looking on the possession and the stats, honestly, I don't know how they lost, managed to lose 4-1, but they did. It hasn't bothered me, don't get me wrong, and it just shows you football is football and it can go either way. And good luck to my nephew over there in Malta who's running Balzan FC there. I was watching that actually on Wednesday evening, bonfire night, and it was, no it wasn't, it was the day after bonfire night, it was last night. It was, hang on, what are we doing in now? Yeah, it was Wednesday evening. They were playing the Maltese team, and I was just looking at the stats, and I was made up, because I had a chat to him on FaceTime basically, and we were talking away about the team, you know how hard it is over there in Malta, but a lovely place, trying to get me over there, paying me flights and everything. I will go and visit him, but in the meantime, you know, they drew 2-2 by the way, so I was made up, and I've got some news that's coming up in the future, because we're looking now to start up, putting the feelers out now, start up DXTL Academy, and my nephew's coming on board as well, top coach by the way. He's got the same credentials as Jurgen Klopp, would you believe? So there, you can see what we're doing there, grassroots football, and we've been meaning to do this for many, many years. We put on coaching schools in the summer camps, if you remember going back a while, and they were absolutely heaving, shocker. And we, honestly, the feedback that we had, even from Liverpool coaches who helped us out in the day, turned around and said, what a way to go in coaching, absolutely brilliant. So we're going to do exactly the same. So as I say, watch this space. But we're jumping the gun. We're jumping the gun because we're talking about Champions League and who got through, and we've been talking about the cost in grassroots football, and that's what today's show is basically all about. So I'm just saying, I've got Liverpool to watch a little bit later on, so looking forward to that. A late one, it's going to be a late night, but hey ho, as long as we win and we stay clear at the top of the league, then I'm happy. But costs in grassroots football, now you've seen us doing the petition. Now, I'm going to say a few things here now on this, what you're paying for. And you can come back to me, mal@don'ttexttheline.com, and as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. Now, when I go out and about at grassroots football, the amount of people who approach me saying how scandalous it is that what they're paying out of their own pocket to give kids a game of football, in my honest opinion, I believe it's going like the Premier League. People are trying to make grassroots super rich, and we talk about the Sport of Kings. I mentioned this before on the show. The Sport of Kings used to be horse racing. That's obviously now looking to be grassroots football. Football in itself, yeah, that's miles apart in the Premier League. We all know just how much things cost there, and if you go and want to support your local teams, like we just said about Liverpool, how much it costs when you go to watch a game of football there. Now in grassroots football, you're talking about kids having fun, kids developing the skills, referees doing exactly the same, but then you're talking about how much does it cost for your child to play a game of football. So we're trying to get the breakdown of all teams. You can do it on here as well, and I'll be putting it out later on the show. Let's see what feedback that we do get. And you can also say that we're being very nosy. Yes, we are, but we've got a right to be very nosy, because looking at those posts the other day in the Grassroots Hub on social media, none of them were the same. Everything seemed to be different, very, very different. So it's costing kids. Now, I know one parent wasn't bothered. £70 signing on fee with £30 a month subs. Absolutely scandalous. That to me is diabolical. And all it was, oh, they got good facilities, they got a nice cafe, you're paying out there as well. And the club is well run. But he doesn't mind paying that money. Now, obviously he doesn't mind paying that money because his child's happy, that's brilliant. But he's got the money to fork out. There's many people out there that wouldn't join that club for the simple reason, and I think they were under sevens actually, where you're talking five-a-side. Under sevens, what do you get? What do you get for it? I'm just baffled, I really, really am. I'll come back to that one in a minute because I've got a call, but I want to do the show first. I want to do the show and then get on to That's Me Lad. And he always does it. He'll do it again in a minute and ring thinking, where's my dad gone? I bet you he's gone to mine. I bet you he's gone. Called in. And I'm not there. Oh, well, what more could you ask for? Right, what we're saying to you is how much it cost them. Now, on this hub, it was just scandalous. It was different people's subscriptions, how much they're paying, signing on fees. Now, when I was running the club, the team, 2 teams, I was charging £20 the most, and we were getting training out of that as well. We were fine at Jeffrey Humble. We ended up paying our seasonal trophies at the end of it. They had everything, the referees were all paid for as well, and if there was any extra training, then we asked the parents would they chip in at an extra cost. What more could we do? We had to do that so the kids could play the game of football, because we know that these hubs are absolutely scandalous. £51 for a quarter pitch for 1 hour. Now this is why we're doing change.org, this is why we're doing our petition to keep the costs down. Now we love your breakdowns, because what we're talking about affiliation fees when you join, insurance. Now you can tell me, you can email me and tell me if I've left anything out. So it's affiliation, insurance, pitch fees, league fees. This is what we're paying out as you starting the team now. But onto the league fees. Then if you don't have a sponsor, you have to buy kits, but the majority get sponsors for their team, which is great, so it keeps the cost low again, so you don't have to ask the parents to pay for the kit. this is what I was doing. Then you go into, tell me if I've left anything out, please email, let me know what I did forget. But then you've got all your facilities, your training fees, if you do have to buy some balls, equipment, that's on top of that. So you've got all your fees then all sorted out, so you tell all the parents. Now this is a team, this is if you start a team up. And then you go into fundraising, so you're looking at your sponsors, hopefully they can throw some money into the team. Then you do your spot the balls, then you do your fundraising, raffles, etc. That goes in there as well. And if you're lucky enough to get any donations, brilliant. So you'd have your income and your expenditure. You put them together and what you have towards the end of the season. Well, we had a nice balance of about, what, £300, something like that. So that paid for our trophies at the end of the year and then you start again. But I did fold my teams on that side of things. Now we're asking teams and clubs what each individual team pays to you. Now remember, you can have 9 players, some have 10 in a 5-a-side team. So you work it out, you've got 10 players and you're charging 20, 25, 30, 35 pound subscription fees per child. And then you'd ask them for a signing on fee. We didn't have a signing on fee, some clubs now are doing it, and I've just mentioned that as well. And I don't know why they're actually asking for a signing on fee, because you to play for the club for that name, what do you get? This is what I want to know. What are you getting? What are you giving back? Because we also need to know, do any teams go abroad? Are they subsidised? Does it come off the club? Or do you get a discounted cost and all the parents are paying for that as well to go on to tournaments? See, I think a club, if you can build a club and the teams individually around that and then let them have a funding pot themselves, whereas the club, they generate money, cash, sponsorship, everything like that, and that's their club. But the teams are playing for their club. Now, if they put money in, that all belongs to the club. Everything belongs to the club. And then the club buy the balls and what have you, and they, you know, they're saying they buy the kits. Well, they do buy the kits, but it should be, if that individual team is raising the sponsorship, they should have a big say in it, what they want on the kits. Many do, many don't. But we'd love to know your income and expenditure. If you've got nothing to hide and you're thinking we're struggling towards the end of the season, maybe we can all learn together and have, well, these do it this way, these do it that way. That's brilliant, because I love, hats off to anyone who doesn't have a signing on fee, keeps the subs down to a minimum, and also, and yeah, we've got referees fees on top of that, in case anyone's going to write in and tell me referees fees as well. But we want to try and keep it like we do on the levels of referees as well. Keep the cost down to a minimum. You know, we need to do this in grassroots football because it's really going to fail. It's going to flop. Honestly, it really is, unless we do something about it. I'm looking at figures and I was shocked to read all these posts and the amount of money that these clubs and the teams are all charging. And, you know, coaches obviously are getting paid for it now. So it's a big, big thing. And this is why I want to try and do an academy with a difference. So watch this space in the future. And I'm not saying it's all going to be free. I'm really not, because we know everything does cost money. We know that. But shop around, get it cheaper, and save the people pennies if you can. So there is funding outlets out there that you can help, but the clubs are doing that and they're getting the funding, but they're putting it into the club and they're giving it back to the kids. You know, like leagues, we talk about leagues as well, they charge money. Now, when I was running the league in the Anfield Junior, we as a committee used to spend all that money on the league itself, that by the end of the season, trophies, etc. And we'd have a little nest egg of about 200 quid to go to start us off for the following season. Because if you look at the FA rules and laws of the game, what have you, it states in there that money should not be made. So there's leagues going out there with big, big pots of money holding on. Now these teams are the members. Teams, you are members when you join the league. So the money basically belongs to yourselves and you have your say where that money goes. You should be given a vote, and that's how it should work. or the committee should bring it up and have a vote on it and say, do you mind if we do this, do you mind if we do that? Without making their own decisions and doing it this way, we're having fines. It should be drawn to the table and put to the members, and members should have the vote on it. And that's the way, if you're doing it properly, that's the way it should be run. Now, again, I think teams, clubs should also be kept in check, and try and keep the costs down, beneficial, because you've got coaches, managers out there that we talk about going into grassroots football and bringing kids into the game because they want to take them off the street corners, and they're only in for the love of the game. Well, obviously the love of the game is also about cost and fees as well, and sponsorship, and if you can get that in and keep the cost down for the kids and just let them go and play the game they love with a smile on their face, and it's not costing the mum and dad pounds and pounds and pounds. We need to make a difference, we need to have a change here. And this is why I'm doing the show tonight, because I'd love your feedback. And I'd ask you also, please, to sign our petition. And I'll just grab it, I'll just walk around and grab it, because I put it too far away from me. And it's here. That is our petition that we've put out, and it's change.org. And I'm trying to get in touch with the government, because I want big funding pots for grassroots football and tackle on the Premier League as well if we possibly can. But that's what it is, so look for that one please, and you can see there, we can get in touch with us. DXTL push for lower cost and secure funding in grassroots football. And there you go, there's a QR code as well that you can actually put your phone over and sign the petition. But don't forget to go into your email and verify your vote or your signature as well, please. We need as many as we possibly can, and I've got all the time in the world to bring these figures up. We're just short of 500 at the moment, but there's 500 people telling me that there's far too much money going into grassroots football and nothing coming back to the kids. I'd love treasurers, I'd love managers, committee members to tell me what they're doing. I know the clubs out there, there's some crackers out there that are really doing a lot for the kids and making a difference, and some subsidise other kids, and if mums and dads and that can't afford, some clubs will try and help them out, and I do know that. But come on, let's try and find the best club here. Let's try and find someone who's making a difference in grassroots football. A difference in grassroots football by bringing the teams and the clubs together and making a difference and making it good for mums and dads. And that's why Don't Cross the Line has been looking into it. We've been there. Honestly, the reason I folded these two teams and handed them back over to a JFA Academy is for one simple reason, is I've got that much work coming on. And look, I've even wrote my first book, children's book, Great Stocking Filler for Christmas, Rookie Ref, Feeling the Football Fear, and there's a lot in there. There's a lot of messages for the kids, for the referees, and also for the parents. Honestly, it's well worth it, and it's the book is from 7 to 15, but I'm getting phone calls and messages saying that adults have bought it and say, cracking book, Mal, well done, and the kids are going to love it. So stocking fillers, keep that on record, because I do have a second book coming out, and I'm just going over things before I get it proofread and then send it off to my facilitator, as they say, who does all the graphics and designs, and you know, that's the way it is. It's hard work, and obviously the work that I'm doing with Don't Cross the Line and putting in for a football grant as well, because we want to keep our young commentators going. We're doing a lot with Don't Cross the Line and with a CIC, Community Interest Company. I'm a volunteer. That means everything that we do goes back into grassroots football and the kids. There's a difference. Now some CICs, clubs, are putting in for funding as well. So it makes it absolutely massive. So they're paying the coaches, which is great, because it saves the parents, or does it? Save the parents paying for them as well. And then they're building up. And some of these clubs want to build stadiums and things like that. Well, you know, is that realistic now in grassroots football? We've got your Liverpools, your Evertons. We want everyone to be on board and come on board and make a difference in grassroots football. Can we do it? That's what we're hoping we can. So I'm asking everyone, if they could give us a breakdown, what the costs are from their team, mums, dads as well, all the parents, grandparents, what you're paying out monthly, what it's costing you for your team, for your child, if you've got one child, if you've got two children, what are the clubs doing, what are the teams doing to help you out, what the committee's doing to help all the kids out and all the mums and dads. You could say it's a sore point at the moment, but I've looked, I'm looking at these figures, honestly, it does not make, you look at all the figures, the difference for clubs and teams and what they're all paying out. That is a massive difference. And if you're talking, well, they're going to, you know, get us in the academy, it's worth paying this out. And if you've got the money, no one can stop you paying that money out. You want to pay big money, it's what you get, what results you get in turn. And that is what we're looking for. Should you be paying to go into a top class club, if there's such a thing, because they're getting you academy games, getting into teams, and you're playing higher level games? Or do you want to make the child, your child, have some fun and develop their skills slow and obviously make a difference with the kids by teaching them slowly and develop them slowly, rather than gung-ho and throw them straight in to the deep end to make a difference? I love your thoughts, and that's what the show's been all about today. What can we save you? How can you get involved? Well, you simply get in touch with myself, malatonsexterline.com. I'm in it. We've been bringing people together in the community since 2003, and we don't want to change now. We're on everyone's side in grassroots football. We just want level settings all around, that people are enjoying themselves. Because as we say, managers and coaches out there saying they're doing it all for the kids. Well, let's prove it. Let's see who's the best team, club, and see what you're doing for all the mums and dads, the parents and the kids themselves. We'd love to hear from you, and there could be an award in it in the near future, I assure you. So please, don't forget, get in touch with me and let me know. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck to Liverpool against Aston Villa. We want to go clear at the top of the league. We'll be back again tomorrow on the Sunday for the end, for our third show in the Grassroots show. So thanks very, very much indeed for getting in touch with us. And please, don't forget, email me. Let me know what your thoughts are on the cost of grassroots football teams. Thanks very much. Good night. God bless.